Hello everyone. So today I'm going to go through NFTs and what I see in the NFT market this year, 2022, and what I think we should be looking out for when it comes to accumulating NFTs. Now, what I see in the Bitcoin market is this. Q1, we're likely going to get an alt run. Now, the reason being is because as we're going down, and each time we have a little bounce, we see alts like Link, Near, Atom, for example, just going up still. They're still pumping, and I would say that those are the alts to really keep in mind when it comes to buying into like which alts to buy into when Bitcoin starts to bottom. Now this is how I see the market. Bitcoin's starting to bottom now, and we're going to go up from here. Now, if Bitcoin decides that 50k or 60k is going to be the top, we're still likely going to get a lot of sideways action. And I say that alts are still going to go up. I think that we're very likely, I'm quite confident that in Q1, we're going to get an alt run. Now, last year in 2021, what happens when we got an alt run? It wasn't really an alt run, but at this point, when we got up from, I think it was this area, and when we went down, a lot of people made money from alts. And what I think happened is that a lot of people made money from Dogecoin, a lot of degens made money from alts. And as everything went down, the people that took profit, they put their money into NFTs. And that's when we get that Bored Ape, going to, from I think it was like $800 to being worth almost $100,000, around this whole region. And I think the same thing is going to happen where we get an alt run, people make a bunch of money, and half the time they don't want to withdraw their crypto, and they want to find something to do with their crypto. So buying NFTs is the way to go. And so I do see something like that happening in perhaps Q2 to Q3. We get an NFT run similar to just exact date last year in 2021. Q2 to Q3 was a really good time for NFTs. Now, what to buy for NFTs and what to look for. So say that we get a alt run, I would say that in Q1, we want to accumulate NFTs and we want to mint, the right NFTs. What I see coming with NFTs is that we're going to get a shift in more NFTs that have a fundamental use. And I say that with more businesses, hopefully using NFTs and applying actual use cases. For example, we have this one called Flyfish Club, which, it's done by Gary Vee, so easily there is hype behind it. But the main application works really well. This is a membership. It's a membership, to own one of these NFTs. And it makes so much sense. This business model makes so much sense. For example, if you're in a country club and, you want to buy some membership, and to have it as a token and to be able to sell it, you're not going to feel bad about buying the membership. Because it's not going to be it's not going to be seen as a monthly expense. It's going to be seen as an asset almost. Which it sort of is. It pretty much is. And so it makes a lot of sense to be buying these sort of things. And this way, businesses have a bunch of this upfront cash if they're able to sell their mint, mint their NFTs. The way that I see business is this: you've got the first innovator, Cyberkongs. Cyberkongs, they basically you get 10 bananas every day, and the bananas are worth something. You make money keeping the NFTs, and this is what I see to be the shift in NFTs. We've had a lot of issues where NFTs just go to zero. In 2021, I'm sure a lot of you guys who bought NFTs, unless you were lucky enough to buy one of these nice ones, you probably fell into buying something Cool Koala. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Crazy Koalas. And you bought it at 0.5 ETH, only for it to go to 0.01. It happens to a lot of these NFTs. And I'd say that there is probably going to be a shift to where people are going to be buying NFTs that have more that have that actual value to it. Have an actual base value to it, to the point where it's just even if shit goes down, the NFT is still going to be worth this much because it's able to make me some money. And like this puts me to like Blockchain Miners Club, which I think is a really good NFT. It's pretty much just you own the NFT and you can mine. You own a stake in a pool of 100 Bitcoin miners amongst a bunch of other guys, but you're also part of a club that could provide value in that they can perhaps mint more different NFTs or mint NFTs within the blockchain miners community. There's just so many things that can be done with it, but at least there's a fundamental base value, which is the Bitcoin mining pool that you have some ownership in. Another good one I would say is something that make a lot of, in terms of application, that makes sense would be like gambling apes. Gambling apes, they're planning, you own like a stake of the casino in the metaverse. I think it's like either mana or it's sand. It's one or the other. But it depends on how that casino goes. But say the casino does do well, then there's actually a base value to it. There's something that you can derive an actual value. There's something that like a venture capitalist or a investment firm can say, well, this NFT is not just hype. There's actual like value to it because it can produce income. And so I would say that NFTs that produce some sort of fundamental value to it is going to be the next big thing. And that's what to watch out for in 2022.